it was a blessing, but it's also a curse. A rain is what hatches these out. And these can hatch out in your hay fields, in your pastures, in your yard. We're even finding them in the garden, on our tomato plants, eating up the tomatoes. Man, oh man, there's just some days that it does not feel like anything's going right. Today seems to be one of those days. So Wednesday afternoon, me and Andrea was driving around on the side-by-side looking for armadillo holes out in the hay pasture. And we found something quite unexpected. We found army worms in a section of our hayfield and thought, oh man, we may have a pretty bad infestation of them, but wasn't sure. I actually got out and walked around and didn't find many more, but I had a good mentor come over this morning and we walked out through the field and oh my, we are covered up in them. Hope it does not ruin our hay crop. Hope we don't have to sell cows because we don't have enough hay. Not sure where we're gonna be after this on as far as our hay goes, but I went out and rented this. This is a sprayer that you pull behind the tractor. So we rented this to spray to kill them. Right now we don't have another choice. It's either that or they're gonna eat up our whole hay field. So right now I'm filling it up with water. I'll put the chemical in there. But when I got it home, I realized something. The water, or the filter on the front of it that filters it before it gets back to the sprayers, had frozen and cracked during the winter. And the people I rented it from, they don't have another one right now. So me and Lane have got the Dremel tool out. We've tried to patch this thing. We're just hoping and praying it's gonna hold, because I need to get back there right now and get to spraying. That chain right there keeps this whole thing from spinning around and around, because the PTO is what runs the pump, which is what sprays all the water. Got to go through the pump, out the pump, to these two back nozzles, and one's going to spray one way, one's going to spray the other. Cover quite a bit of square footage that way. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes since we put this on there. It seems pretty solid. Still able to leave a thumbnail print in it. One positive thing about this is it's not under pressure. It's on the suction side, just filtering any debris that might come out of the tank before it goes through the pump back there and clogs your spray nozzles up. I'm gonna give it a shot. All I'm gonna do right now is put the filter back in it and turn the inlet valve on to let the liquid go in there, the water go in there, and just see if we're gonna have a leak. I can tell where the water's coming from. Well, it's not coming from here. That's a good thing. So if you've got a tank like this that you use around your place, spray your fence rows or your yard or whatever, always pull your drain plug out of these and not have this headache. I see what it is. It's cracked all the way through the threads. How am I going to do that? It does have an O-ring on the end of it. What's crazy is there is no water here where I put the patch on the big crack down through there. But just that little bit. I'm going to try to get some thread tape and see if that will help. Whew. Well, I've tried thread tape. That didn't work. What it is the crack runs all the way through the threads where the plug screws in there, and there's just no way to seal those off. Tried a couple of different things and it's just not going to work. Ended up turning it on after I put it back in there and tightened it a little bit more. I do have a drip, but it's definitely not as bad as it was a while ago. We're going to try to go ahead and spray this. We're in dire need of getting something out there. These things will wipe out a field in no time, so it's not something that we can put off. Whew, I gotta show you this. The kids always make fun of me. I get a little smiley face going on, or an ooh face from from sweating. I don't know why I had to show you that, but I thought, might as well. Thought you might find it kind of comical. Anyway, we're gonna let that go ahead and finish filling up. Gonna take 500 gallons back there, and that should spray about the whole field, if not the whole field. And we will see if we can get rid of these things today. All right, while I was out here this morning, I also run across a couple of armadillo holes. Well, that's another battle we fight out here every year. So Lane come back here with me, put a little dirt in the bed of the mule, and he's shoveling some just to fill these things in. When you're driving down through here, cutting hay or whatever, picking up hay, you hit one of these things, it's liable to throw you through the top of the cab of the tractor. Very rough and very aggravating. We keep saying we're gonna come out here and hunt some of these armadillos, but you know me, if you know me, I don't like staying up past 9 o'clock, and right now it's still daylight right around 9 o'clock. But while he's doing that, I don't want him out here in the field while I'm spraying this chemical. I was going to walk out through here and show you some of the damage that has occurred and show you exactly what we're battling here. All right, you can see right here where he just drove through, this is Johnson grass. Johnson grass makes pretty good hay. I want you to look. Army worm. Army worm. You just look around here and they're everywhere. Right here, they will have that leaf eat off really quick. They're all over the ground. Now while I'm doing hay and don't want to stop, I throw shirts out to mark these armadillo holes. Here's one of them right here. I mean, look at all these worms all over this. They just fall off this grass. Right now, just looking at that clump of grass, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there's too many to count. I mean, there's 3 right there on that little end of that leaf. They are just decimating our grass. All this right here, see, I just flicked one off. Little boogers. Oh, I hate y'all. All of this, look how brown it looks. Looks dead. It was like all that out there. But they're marching their way or hatching their way or whatever you want to call it right out here. And they will just eat it down to nothing. They're down in here. Oh, yep. See all this crabgrass? It should be a lot taller. Look, they're just jumping off here. There's one, there's one. I mean, they're everywhere. And if I don't do something quick, all of this out here that they haven't gotten to yet will look just like that. So our hay field, this hay field right here got mowed, I don't know, right before we caught the bug. And I come back and fertilized it. I mean, we've spent over $3,000 on fertilizing this, and now they're just fixing to decimate it. But it should look like this right here. I mean, this is what it should look like. It won't be long and they'll be all in this. I don't see none right now. I don't see no signs of them right here. But they'll be in this, and they will have this looking just like that over there, where it just looks dead. They just eat it all the way down to the ground. Now there's a couple of ways you can battle this. You can let them run their cycle. Depends how bad they are. These are pretty bad. Our main short grass, the crabgrass and the fescue and stuff, is not quite tall enough to really mow with a mower and be beneficial for hay, because you'll lose a lot of it. It's just so short. Now the Johnson grass, I could go ahead and mow it, but this field here is only about, I don't know, 35% Johnson grass, which Johnson grass makes really good hay. I could go ahead and mow that, but we've decided, since the shorter grasses are just not ready to be mowed, we're gonna go ahead and spray it and just get them killed out. Killing them out, maybe they won't be back here for round 2 of this, and I won't have to do it again. I don't know. I pray that we don't. So one thing I did learn about it is that rain we got just a few days ago, maybe a week ago, whatever it was. Anyway, it was a blessing, but it's also a curse. A rain is what hatches these out. And these can hatch out in your hay fields, in your pastures, in your yard. We're even finding them in the garden, on our tomato plants, eating up the tomatoes. I mean, you can see right here where it's so brown and they're just nothing but, well, I mean, look right there. There is a bunch of them right there. And you can see where they've about got to. It's brown, and then it starts turning really green. So this right in here, we're gonna spray really heavy. Everywhere I'm looking, I just see armyworms everywhere. They are some destructive little boogers. And it's just so crazy how they'll strip everything but the stem. I mean, they have about just decimated that whole thing. There's a little bit left and they're fighting over it. Look at all that. So like I said a while ago, every field situation is gonna be different, whether you spray, whether you mow it down, and give them nothing to eat on, or you just let them run their life cycle. We have to have this hay. Our first round of hay just didn't turn off very good, and by the looks of this right here, I'm getting worried that we may have to sell some cows, thin down the herd. I mean, this right here is what's tough. All this is tough on farmers. I mean, you've got price of equipment, the price of cows. We've probably got about $100,000 in cattle. You've got the price of diesel fuel, the cost of fertilize, the cost of equipment. I can't think of it. There's always something to be spending money on. And then when you take the cows or calves to the sale barn to try to make back some of your money, most of the time you're not very pleased and not getting back what you need. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. We love doing this, but it is definitely stressful, and it's definitely stretches the pocketbook out, just trying to make everything come together and work and make a business survive. All right, that's enough of me talking. I got to get busy spraying. So from up in the tractor, I don't know how well you can hear me, but from up in the tractor, you can really see a lot of the dead spots and a lot of the worms. As I'm driving down through there, you're seeing worms everywhere, or I'm seeing worms everywhere. What's hard is this grass is so tall, trying to keep up with where I just sprayed. Certain places I can see it. Other places it's really difficult. Trying to film, trying to spray, trying to get a good coverage on all of it. It's going to be a little bit tricky or difficult. In this area down here, they haven't come in it yet. It looks really good. OCD. This right here, doing this kind of stuff really drives me crazy on driving through beautiful standing grass like this that I'm going to turn around and mow for hay. If you've ever mowed hay or know much about it, that's just one thing you don't do. You don't drive through a pretty hay field. Alright, so it's the next day now. I've let this set 24 hours and I'm heading back here to see what kind of good I did, I guess you'd say. I'm just a little bit concerned about it. That was my first time ever having to spray for armyworms. And then also, right after I got through, we had to run to town. And once we got to town, I got an alert on my phone, rain. Pulled it up, I couldn't find no rain in the state until I zoomed in on our house and actually back here, and it showed one little bitty cell. It did not last long. I don't know for a fact if it rained. Let's go see if there's any worms. I don't see none. Oh, that's awesome. Get down here. I can see a little one shriveled up right there. Oh yeah, I see them. Shriveled up. Another one shriveled up dead. Ha ha. I do not see one anywhere. See a spider right there. Oh, I do see one right there. He's probably on a stem that might not have got sprayed. Well, he's gonna die right now. Just crazy to look at. You can tell exactly where they were and exactly where they were not. Oh, I see one right there. Yep, little bitty one. Squished him. That's just insane. That out there is what it's supposed to look like throughout the whole field. And I mean, look at this. Really short. Maybe he just ate some of that and he's dying. I don't know. There's another dead one. Another dead one. Oh, there's a live one. So now only time will tell if we got a good kill on this. I pray that we did, because we have to have this hay for all of our cows. If not, we'll either have to try to find some hay to buy, or we're gonna have to thin down our herd. Definitely don't want to do that. But maybe all this will bounce back pretty quick and we'll still get enough hay. Maybe we caught it in time. And I know there's a lot of people around here battling armyworms right now. They are terrible and they can wipe out your field, your pasture, your garden, whatever, just really quick. I'll come back in about a week or so and just verify and make sure they haven't come back, another hatch hadn't come out of the ground or whatever, and I'm not gonna have to spray again. We'll check back in on it in a little while. I appreciate y'all watching. Till next time, God bless.